They don't work for pedophiles. These people are protecting their children, and I'm the pedophile, and they're just protecting the community. That's the fantasy, and obviously that's a fantasy. They know what they actually are. They work for pedophiles. They do this pedophile type of torture, and so they force me to experience all kind of nastiness. Actually, if you see this picture, this kid there, they did some nasty things, right? They tore this girl. Say typical shit. Sorry, typical things they do. They do this pedophile type of tormenting, and they force you to accept these nasty things. And you hear these people in the hallways try to make you accept you. They sound like bottom feeders. No self-respect. And the reason why this person was making noise like that and talking about how I'm going to be tortured is not just to warn me about my torture. This bottom feeders that sold her soul to pedophiles is trying to block reality. I was listening to this guy. He was talking about him being a kid. He said when he was in 8th grade, he was extremely, let's just say, sexually, very extremely sexually. He was really he was very sexually active with himself. At that age, you just discover yourself, and so as a boy at that age, you really just do a lot of those sexual active things to yourself at that age. It's typical. That's when at that age you learn certain things. And so because this guy says that, which is obvious to everybody knows, she's probably, this person yelling in the hallways probably knows that herself, probably even have kids, so she understands that. And you hear this woman who is doing her best to block out reality, because what they're trying to do is these pedophilia things, the way they make me look at these kids now, they're trying to say, no, you remember what you did as a kid? They were just matching to what you were experiencing, not to you as a kid. Right? And they try to come up with their fantasy. They try to come up with their, they try to make me subscribe to this thing. They know these people, they know very well, they force people to look at kids in these disgusting ways. But this guy saying that shows that this is what kids do, can do. They become at that age very sexually, just learning about them, and they do things that impulsive at that age because they're children, right? They want you to accept these pedophilia things as if it's you, and you should be like, yeah, no, that was you. When you were a kid, they are. You hear her literally yelling that in the hallway, almost like she turns into a child herself and yell this out to block out reality because she doesn't want to be logical. She knows the reality. She understands that she's in a program that forces people to think in this way, and they're supposed to make you accept these things. And she said, we're doing for our kids. But pooh, you trash us. No self-respect, no dignity. In the hallways, she's yelling, embarrassing herself to the nth degree. And she was trying to block the fact that what this guy was saying is, at that age, when he was in 8th grade, he was extremely active and sexually active toward himself. I don't want to be detailed, too graphic here, but you understand that's the age where you kind of discover yourself as a boy. And so I did something stupid as a kid. One moment like that, it was an impulsive moment. I did something to myself. Something that I look back now, I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? It's just embarrassing. But I understand children at that age are children. They do things that they are just impulsive. Now, these people who torture children, who burn them using radiations, who do sexual torture on children using this technology, this woman knows, the one in the hallway screaming to try to block, knows that they torture children actually. And they also do this pedophilia type of torture, which she wants me to accept. But because this guy says something that I've said many times at that age, you in 8th grade, in middle school, boys, first of all, we're obviously kids, but also we're just kind of discovering things on ourselves, and I don't want to go too graphic. And so the stupidity of what I've done to myself as a child is what a child can do at that age. And it's nothing, it's not, that's how a kid can do things and never think twice about it. She knows that. But they were trying to be, no, but what you're experiencing now is you and your kid. Remember, they proved it. They're analyzing these people who do pedophilia type of torture. And as I'm saying that, they try to make me feel uncomfortable. And you hear this woman who's trying their best to block out logic. And you hear her scream in the hallways with fake passion. The passion that she has is the passion to block out reality. No self-respect, no dignity. And earlier they did this thing where there was this Bumble profile on Bumble, the app, the dating app. This person says it was 33 years old, right? That she says her age shows 33 years old. And they're like, no, we dared to put a fake age. This person's actually underage. She's not 33 years old as this profile shows. You understand? This is the same people. Mind you, I know they talk to children and women. Right? So you hear this woman yelling, it's no shame. And they're like, no, actually, she's 13. Basically. But you understand that's what they do. And so the way I look at this child now, with this disturbing stimulations, is what they do to me. And them saying, no, we matched it to you when you were a child, it just shows how illogical it is. And then on top of that, hearing that, by the way, 8th graders, they as children, boys, they in a state of like the non-stop, and hearing that from somebody else who has nothing to do with me, it's obvious that these things she already knew, but they try to block logic. And now, on top of that, having to damn themselves, try to make you believe these nasty things are you. And then on top of that, you know what? We're gonna dare. You see this Bumble app? I wish I would have taken a screenshot, because it would add it to the level of idiocy that these people have to be on. This Bumble app, this Bumble profile of this person who says that's 33 years old, she's lying. She's 13 years old. She's not 33. Or something like that. They're saying she's underage. I don't know if they're saying. This Bumble app profile, yeah. I mean, that's what they're trying to make me think. And they try to make me feel nervous. Oh, my God, they're going to rape you. This is how these people think. And they try to make you feel like she should feel nervous. So you tell me I should feel nervous for swiping right on a Bumble profile that shows person who's 33 years old as an age, and I should somehow not swipe. Like these people are illogical. It's like, no, that's proof. It's like, oh my gosh, this is why these people sold their soul to pedophiles. They do the peripheral type of torture. They make you think in these retardation ways. They want you to be doubtful, and they have no shame. But they have shame, because I guarantee if I go outside and try to take a picture of them, they won't want to be seen. But at this point, I've seen enough of them that I can. So to just to put things back in perspective, these people are trash. And by the way, earlier they tried to create this like gaslighting method, because when I did the screenshot video, I turned it off, but I saw it again, and they were trying to make me think, oh, it's them or whatever. But I was like, maybe most likely what I did is just like probably double clicked it, something like that. I probably did something wrong or whatever. And they're like, you see, you're gonna blame us or whatever. It's like, oh, whatever. You guys are just trying to start mental battles when you guys do obvious manipulations of my thoughts and my perceptions. This is what you do. They're trash. It's so pathetic. And they're like, you're gonna be stabbed. Yeah, okay, I'll be stabbed, and you work for pedophiles. Nice try to disorient me. You guys are sad, pathetic, low lives. Trash. Your people who can't even speak about a pedophile now try to have these mental battles that are just illogical, and then try to sit down. We proved it, because this 33-year-old profile It's not actually an adult, it's an underage person. And you swiped right on this 33-year-old profile, but it was not actually a 33-year-old profile. It was an underage, and we got you. Then try to start mental battles about some random stuff. They have no shame. They're bottom feeders, they're sad, pathetic human beings.